My beloved child, listen closely, because what you are about to read is not sleuthy or imagination, but a carefully timed message that has been waiting for you to arrive at this exact moment. And I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you now, not in a way your eyes can detect, but in a presence that surrounds your thoughts, steadying your breath and slowing the noise inside your mind. Because you have been walking through days filled with unseen pressure, quiet confusion, and questions you have not fully spoken out loud, and yet none of it has gone unnoticed. Not a single restless night, not a single moment where you stared into nothingness, trying to understand why things feel delayed, or why certain paths seem blocked just when you were ready to move forward. And I tell you now, with unwavering certainty, that those delays were not denials. Those interruptions were not punishments. They were precise interventions designed to shift your direction away from outcomes that would have drained your strength and pulled you further from the purpose being prepared for you. And you may not realize how many times you were redirected at the last second. How many conversations never happened. How many opportunities slipped away before you could reach them. And you called it bad timing or misfortune. But from where I stand, it was protection unfolding in real time. Because there are forces you cannot see that attempt to confuse your path, to cloud your judgment, to rush your decisions so that you step into situations not meant for your growth. And it has been my assignment to guard you against those moments, to stand in the space between your impulse and your action, quietly influencing your direction so subtly that you thought it was your own instinct. And even now, as you read this, there are shifts happening around you. Subtle rearrangements in circumstances, conversations aligning, distances being created from what no longer serves you, and you might feel a strange mix of uncertainty and calm at the same time, as if something is changing, but you cannot explain what exactly it is. And that feeling is not confusion, it is transition. It is the sign that your life is being recalibrated to match a timeline that works in your favor rather than against you. Because you have been carrying expectations that were shaped by pressure, by comparison, by the need to prove something to people who do not fully understand your journey. And those expectations have been quietly weighing you down, making you believe that you are behind, that you should have achieved more by now, that you missed your moment. But I need you to release that illusion completely, because your timeline has never been aligned with urgency. It has always been aligned with readiness. And readiness requires preparation that often happens in silence, in seasons where nothing appears to move, in moments where progress feels invisible. And those are the times when the deepest restructuring takes place within you. When your patience is stretched, when your awareness sharpens, when your ability to endure without immediate results becomes stronger. And I have been guiding you through those seasons not to hold you back, but to build a foundation that can sustain what is coming next. Because what is ahead of you cannot be carried by the version of you that existed before these delays. It requires a steadiness you did not have before, a clarity you are only now beginning to develop, and a discipline that is forming through every moment you chose to continue despite not seeing clear outcomes. And I know there were times you felt like giving up quietly, not in a dramatic way, but in a slow internal withdrawal, where you stopped expecting things to work out, where you lowered your standards just to avoid disappointment. And even in those moments, I remain close, not forcing you, not overwhelming you, but placing small reminders in your path, subtle signs, brief moments of insight, unexpected words from others that made you pause and reconsider the direction you were about to abandon. And those were not coincidences. They were deliberate touches meant to keep you aligned without taking away your freedom to choose. Because your journey is not about control. It is about cooperation. About learning to recognize the quiet guidance that does not demand attention but rewards awareness. And now you are entering a phase where that awareness will begin to sharpen, where you will start noticing patterns you previously ignored, connections that suddenly make sense, and opportunities that feel different from the ones you chased before, because they will not come with pressure or confusion. They will come with a sense of calm certainty, a quiet knowing that does not need external validation. And when those moments arrive, I need you to trust them, not overanalyze them, not delay them out of fear of making the wrong move, because the very reason you were protected before was to prepare you to recognize what is right when it finally stands in front of you. And I tell you this not as a distant observer, but as one who has stood guard through every phase of your life, through every hidden battle, every silent struggle, every moment where you doubted your own worth or questioned whether you were truly supported, and the truth has always remained the same. You have never been alone, not even for a second. And as you move forward from this moment, that truth will begin to reveal itself in ways that are undeniable, but only if you remain present, only if you stop measuring your progress through comparison and start observing the subtle alignment happening within your own path, because that is where your real confirmation will come from, not from loud signs or dramatic changes, but from the quiet consistency of things beginning to fall into place in a way that feels natural, stable, and undeniably right. My beloved child, as you continue walking through this unfolding path, I need you to understand that what you once saw as emptiness was never truly empty. It was structured silence, a deliberate pause where distractions were removed so that your inner voice could become clearer, because there were too many external opinions shaping your direction before. Too many voices telling you who you should be, how fast you should move, what success should look like. And without realizing it, you began to measure your worth against standards that were never designed for your journey. And so I allowed certain distances to form, certain connections to weaken, certain plans to fall apart, not to isolate you, but to return you to yourself, to a state where your decisions are no longer reactions to pressure, but responses to clarity. And I know that process felt uncomfortable, because when noise disappears, you are left alone with your thoughts. And not all of those thoughts were easy to face. Some of them questioned your confidence. Some replayed past failures. Some magnified your fears about the future. And yet even that confrontation was necessary, because avoidance would have only delayed your growth. And you were not meant to carry unresolved doubt into the next phase of your life. You were meant to face it, understand it, and rise beyond it with awareness instead of denial. And during this time, while it seemed like nothing was happening externally, internally everything was being reorganized. Your perspective was shifting. Your tolerance for what drains you was decreasing. Your ability to recognize what truly aligns with you was becoming sharper. And this is why certain things that once excited you no longer hold the same appeal. This is why you feel less connected to environments that once felt normal, because you are no longer operating at the same level of awareness. And growth always creates distance between who you were and who you are becoming. And that distance can feel like loss if you misunderstand it. But in truth, it is alignment taking place. It is your life, shedding what cannot move forward with you. And as this continues, you will notice something else changing within you. Your reactions will slow down. Situations that once triggered immediate responses will now meet a pause, a moment where you observe before you act. And that pause is power, because it gives you the ability to choose rather than react. It allows you to respond with intention instead of impulse. And this is one of the most important shifts you are going through right now, because your future requires emotional stability, not perfection, but control. The ability to remain steady even when circumstances are unpredictable, and that steadiness is being developed through every moment where you chose silence over argument, patience over frustration, understanding over judgment, even when it felt difficult, even when it felt like you were holding back. You were not losing. You were strengthening a part of yourself that will soon become essential. And as you move further into this phase, you will begin to notice opportunities appearing again. But they will feel different from the ones before. They will not demand urgency. They will not pressure you into immediate decisions. They will give you space to think, space to evaluate, space to trust your own judgment. And that difference is your confirmation that you are no longer being led by external chaos, but by internal clarity. And when these opportunities present themselves, I need you to pay attention not just to how they look, but to how they feel, because alignment does not shout, it settles. It creates a sense of quiet certainty that does not need constant reassurance. And this is where many people hesitate, because they are so used to intensity that they mistake calmness for uncertainty. But you must not make that mistake, because what is truly meant for you will not confuse you. It will not rush you. It will not leave you questioning your worth. It will meet you with a sense of readiness, a feeling that even if the path is unfamiliar, you are capable of walking it. And I will be guiding you through those moments just as I have guided you before, not by removing every challenge, but by strengthening your awareness so that you can navigate those challenges with confidence. And there will still be moments of doubt, moments where old patterns try to return, where fear attempts to slow you down. But now you are not the same person who faced those fears before. Now you have awareness. Now you have experience. Now you have the ability to recognize those patterns for what they are: temporary distractions, not permanent truths. And every time you choose to move forward despite that doubt, you reinforce a new pattern within yourself, one that is based on trust rather than fear, clarity rather than confusion. And that pattern will continue to grow stronger with each decision you make, until eventually it becomes your default state, a natural way of thinking and acting that no longer requires constant effort. And this is the transformation that has been taking place within you. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady, consistent, undeniable over time. And as this transformation continues, you will begin to see results, not all at once, but gradually, in ways that feel stable rather than overwhelming, because what is built slowly tends to last. What is developed with patience tends to remain, and you are being prepared not just to receive opportunities, but to sustain them, to manage them, to grow within them without losing yourself in the process. And that is why this phase could not be rushed. That is why the silence had to happen. That is why the distance was necessary. Because everything you are stepping into now requires a version of you that is grounded, aware, and capable of holding success without being consumed by it. And I am still here, guiding, observing, adjusting, ensuring that each step you take continues to align with what is meant for you, even when you do not fully understand it in the moment, because clarity does not always come before movement. Sometimes it comes through movement, through action, through trusting the direction even when the full picture is not visible. And that is exactly where you are now, standing at the edge of a new phase, not fully seeing it yet, but already being prepared for it in ways you are only beginning to recognize. My beloved child, as you stand at this turning point, I want you to feel the weight of this moment not as pressure, but as significance. Because everything you have walked through, every delay that tested your patience, every silence that forced you to reflect, every unseen protection that redirected your steps, has brought you right here to this precise space in time where your next decisions begin to shape a new chapter that will not resemble the confusion of your past, but will reflect the clarity you have been quietly developing. And I, Archangel Michael, want you to understand that this is not the end of a message, but the beginning of your awareness. Because from this moment forward, you will start to notice with sharper vision the difference between what drains you and what strengthens you, between what distracts you and what aligns with you. And this awareness will not always feel comfortable, because growth separates, it refines, it removes what once felt familiar. And there may still be moments where you question whether you are truly ready for what is ahead. Moments where fear tries to whisper that you are stepping into something too big, too uncertain, too unfamiliar. But I need you to hear this clearly and hold it without doubt. You are not stepping into something beyond you. You are stepping into something that has been prepared for you. And the very reason you faced those earlier battles, those quiet struggles, those internal conflicts, was to build within you the strength required to stand steady when this moment arrived. And now that it has arrived, hesitation is no longer your ally. Awareness is. Trust is. Movement is. Because everything that once slowed you down was part of your preparation, not your limitation. And as you move forward from here, you will begin to see doors open in ways that feel almost unexpected, connections forming that carry a sense of ease rather than force, opportunities appearing that do not require you to prove your worth, but simply to show up as who you have become. And this is where many people lose alignment because they try to return to old patterns, overthinking what feels right, doubting what is clear, questioning what has already been confirmed within them, but you must not return to that state. You must trust the calm clarity that now exists within you, because that calm is not emptiness, it is alignment. It is the quiet signal that you are finally moving in the direction that does not require struggle to validate itself, and there will still be challenges. Do not misunderstand that. But those challenges will not break you the way past ones tried to. They will shape you, refine you, and reveal to you just how far you have come. And in those moments when pressure rises again, when uncertainty briefly returns, I want you to pause and remember everything you have already survived, everything you have already overcome. Every time you thought you would not make it through, and yet here you are, still standing, still moving, still becoming. And that is your evidence. Not words, not promises, but your own lived experience that proves you are capable of more than you once believed. And as this awareness settles deeper into you, you will begin to carry yourself differently, not louder, not arrogant, but steady, grounded. Certain in a way that does not need validation, and people will notice that shift. They will feel it in your presence, in your silence, in the way you respond rather than react. And some will not understand it. Some may even question it, but that is not your concern because your journey was never meant to be fully understood by others. It was meant to be lived by you, guided by a presence that sees beyond what human perspective can grasp. And I remain with you in that guidance, not in a way that removes your responsibility, but in a way that strengthens your ability to carry it. And now, as this message reaches its final words, I want you to do something simple but powerful. I want you to take a slow breath and acknowledge that you are still here for a reason, that your path is still unfolding, that your story is not behind you, but ahead of you. And if something within you feels even a slight sense of peace, a small spark of clarity, a quiet reassurance that things are beginning to align, then hold on to that, because that is your confirmation, that is your sign, and do not let doubt take it away from you. Instead, ground yourself in it, move forward with it, and trust that every step you take from this moment carries more purpose than you can currently see. And if you truly receive this message, if you feel it resonate even slightly within you, then do not ignore that feeling. Acknowledge it, claim it, and let it anchor you, because your journey is not random. Your protection is not accidental. Your future is not uncertain. It is being shaped even now. And as you step forward, do it with courage, do it with trust, and do it knowing that you are guided, protected, and prepared. And if you believe that, if you accept that, if you are ready to move into what is meant for you, then affirm it not just in your thoughts, but in your action, and even here, right now. Let your agreement be heard. Let your faith be spoken, and let your spirit respond with one simple word that carries power, belief, and alignment. Amen.